exciting episode of Perspectives here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. I'm your host, Rayo, but my friends call me Derry. But hey, I was finally able to get my Abadie sister that I just coined the name Nana in the studio this afternoon. Joy Asonye in the building, media enthusiast, colleague, amazing human, and sexy mom of 3. Yeah, just looking at her like that. They paid bride price now, so I can say it. Nobody's collecting that bride price back. Hello.
You never consider these days woman power. You can do it. Yes,
sir. Oh my goodness, Joy. In fact, I'm so thrilled on many fronts this afternoon. You missed the show last week. I had the former secretary of the NUJ here, and I wanted you as a formidable sparring partner. We're talking about, it was World Press Freedom Day, and I needed you to come and what's that word now? New female broadcasters. I wanted you to come and bring your journalism. And Joy was hanging somewhere. Oh my goodness,
it's a very long story. I wish I can go into it.
I forgive you.
Yeah, please.
That's the only way to go about it.
Please.
And so while we're doing a run up for topics this week, in fact, I knew there was a cookathon going on, but you know how the thing is somewhere in the back of your head, but it's not sinking. In fact, the very first day that she started this competition, I followed, what's her name? Diary of a Kitchen Lover, Tosi. I follow her. There was this recipe I was chasing her for, but this post kept on coming up back. For Sabbath, my friend, so I didn't know what she was talking about until, of course, the whole world was agog. First of all, it was I just saw it trending and it has not stopped. So I want to congratulate us females. We have brought Nigeria good news again. Last year it was Toby Amuso, remember, with sports. She was just winning all the medals, and then Tiwa came and represented us with our colonizers, whatever people say. And then now Hilda's own. So let me just take a step back. I want to hear how this story came along for all of you. How, when you first, I just really want to hear back from all of you. Go on. Let's start with you, Joy.
Oh, okay. Well, I am just so happy. I mean, I stumbled on the preparation for it, but it was so minimal. You didn't get the vibe necessary until when it started. Go Hilda, go Hilda.
Yeah.
That was the trend, and it is exciting. After these elections that seem to have divided us so much, we have something really uniting us. We saw people turn up for her.
Yes.
I mean, the Lagos State governor was there, was blowing kisses.
Yeah.
If you've ever been proud of being a Nigerian, this is the time. This was the moment.
Yeah.
And everybody rallied round. That's it for me. It's not, even if she was unable to get through, I would still be proud of her.
Absolutely.
And for young people all over the world who are Nigerians, we are resilient people.
I say if resilience was a person, this is the perfect depiction.
Exactly.
Honestly,
we are resilient people all over the world. We are known for what she's doing.
Absolutely.
So I'm so
proud. So Deborah is nodding her head because I know she wants to jump in on this one. But go on, finish up, Joy. So I'll go to her.
That's basically it. I'm really proud to be Nigerian. I'm proud that we have young people making us proud. I wish our political actors could follow suit. Sorry, I'm taking it political.
It's okay, because it's important. We have to put that at the forefront of conversation.
Get us proud, making us proud with the Nigerian dream, really.
Yes.
So if you and I can do it, let's do it.
By all means. Thank you so much. I still want you see. Before Deborah says this thing, you did not mention that she's my people. Because for some reason it doesn't matter.
People, please.
Hello. No, hold that thought. No, seriously, suddenly it didn't matter in Nigeria. I think, let me just let Deborah just go on.
Okay, so I came across her on someone's status, and it was actually a TikTok video, not even of the competition, but of like her in her uniform, cooking and putting things together, and the person was just like, Hilda. So I was like, who is Hilda? You understand? Because I'm not somebody that really keeps up with cooking and all those kind of things. Yeah. But then when I started seeing her on everyone's status, I was like, there's something she's important.
Yeah.
So what is she important for?
Yeah.
And then seeing that she's actually doing something. I'm someone who's obsessed with Guinness Book of Records.
You are?
Really, yes. I love the Guinness Book of Records.
So hold the pause there. Nigeria currently holds the records for Dance-a-thon. Is that not Kafi?
Yes.
So 90 hours, right? Yes. But go on. Since you're upset, I will ask you plenty questions today. Go on.
No, not like that. So I I just like the idea of people being
breaking records.
What
setting
exactly, like becoming superheroes of their own time.
Beautiful.
And it was really exciting to see that somebody from Nigeria, I mean, forget her culture, forget her race, forget everything, she is Nigerian and she's doing this for us. As far as I'm concerned.
So I thought of that too. I guess what I said, please, the Western world should be taking their own things. First of all, it was an Indian. I have to acknowledge the previous record holder, the Tata Landon Tando. Oh my God, pardon me, my French sister, please. My Indian sister. I like that it's Asians and Africans. I like that we can do something now. I like that cooking is a skill, whether we like it or not. People are earning big money from cooking, even if it's fried. See, there's fried egg and it's only in Nigeria you even fried egg actually, because like here is scrambled eggs and omelets and then poached eggs, and
we fry it here.
We fry the eggs. We fry the destiny. So just sorry that I badging on you like that. It's the fact that it's Asians and Africans. So please go on.
Okay, so what is most exciting for me is that Nigerians just came together.
Yes,
they said we will support this woman. You know, even if we can't be there, we'll be there online. I actually know people that wasted their data because they will say
she's one sitting beside you. There's one beside you there.
They'll say
she ran out of data.
And I've heard of people like on their status that have been watching this thing since. They'll be posting updates. They'll be saying "Go Hilda." It's exciting. I'm just really proud.
Honestly,
I'm guilty.
So she ran out of data. I sent that message not delivered until this morning because she was busy with Hilda. Go Hilda. So but I want to hear from you because you are in social media. There's no story that breaks that Muna does not know about. As in, literally, she's one that told me about
one that we are not mentioning. Do you know that Rema has also made it to the Guinness Book of Record?
Wow!
What did he do? You were licking Tom Tom
for Calm Down. Okay, so his hit song Calm Down. Yes. Has made history as the first #1 hit song on the world's first regional streaming chart.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but whatever it means.
So I did not know this song. My mom is 60-something years old. She asked me, it's because you mentioned the song. I did not know that I knew the song. She said, do you like Calm Down? I said, what's the song? She said, it's by that guy Rema. I said, I don't know it. Actually, I knew the song. But my mom is asking. So to tell you,
your reminds me of mine. Mine is very hip. Very hip.
Although they dance Odewu more than me, I dance Odewu. They know. So it's because now that you mention it was a very popular song over the holidays between December and January. Oh, kudos to Rema. But let's stick with our sister Hilda.
Okay, so this whole thing just proves that whatever you want to do, you can achieve it.
Absolutely.
Just you might not feel like you can do it because at some point, she was tired. It's not about at some point. Till now, I'm sure she's very tired.
You were the one that pointed out that she had menstrual cramps.
Yes, and she also had menstrual cramps.
Did you know that?
She's on her period.
Yes.
Oh my God.
As of when she was at 82 hours, she was having serious menstrual cramps. She was like saying her tummy like that, and she's still.
Mona, we all watch this video. How did you know that part?
Forget.
As in, no, it's serious. So how did you know that part? That even me, I skipped it.
I was following it back to back. I was even on her live stream when they started with her own phone.
Yeah.
I was following it back to back.
Let me guess. You know when she was born.
So why I might not know when she was born? I know she's 27 years old, and we're really proud of Hilda Bassi. And I mean, if you go, there's nobody. See, except someone that is on the sick bed right now. Everybody is aware of, So, HOD, Mr. Lawrence mentioned a few minutes ago that she's one that won a jollof competition.
Yes.
There was a when did they do it?
Yes.
I didn't know about that one, but
I mentioned it.
Yes.
But I really didn't even know that she was the one. So, I knew that.
You had talked about it before.
Yes.
Exactly. We had mentioned it on the show before. I didn't know it was
Ghana,
the same.
I think competition with Ghana and other.
Yes, and I was
a Nigerian one.
So Hilda has, there's places that I don't even know what to say about this one, but it's commendable. As of 12 o'clock 9, I think she has broken the record already. Yeah. She's gone 96 hours. Can you stand up for 4 days or one whole day and cook?
4 days.
Okay, let's even say you go for a weekend and you put a family gathering and they say you should cook. Can you do it?
We do it, maybe not in that long stretch, but we do it all the time.
Yeah.
It might not be cooking, but girl, run around children and do the chores. This past weekend was one of those weekends we came out like, Whew, what a weekend.
Go on.
And you know, in Nigeria, if you put a price tag to especially women,
let us talk about this conversation.
And I would tell you that a man would not be able to stand that long.
No.
Put me anywhere, I would say it.
No.
If you put a price tag to what we do daily as mothers, as career people, especially when your children are still very young,
toddlers are the worst.
Literally on you're literally on your feet 24 hours.
Yes.
So it's only a woman that can get us that world record. That's first of all, and one that is really dedicated.
Yes.
You know, it's not big so.
You know how we say there's a book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yeah.
And it tells of how women can compartment. It's only a woman, like you said. We can think of yam, rice, beans, stew in different parts of our brain. Man can focus only on bread.
One at a time.
True. It's the truth.
There's a way you would eat. Yes. And if you even start thinking about this bread, would you just consider maybe mayonnaise or jam, peanut butter or jam? He's confused.
You understand?
Apologies to my father and my brother.
it's the way we are wired. And yet they still ask, what do women want? HOD, are you listening? You asked today that what do women want? I mean, Muna pointed out that this lady was at that time of the month. I think it's only 3 days in a month that women are normal. As in, because 10 days before the 10 days, there's something happening in your body.
True.
10 days after, there's always one cycle going on in your body. And then you stayed up for 4 days. 4 days to cook. Let me read. I saw some beautiful, comments that I had to read. Sorry if you just tuned in. Yes, we came with the full gang this afternoon. And I'm sure you would like to say some things, amazing things about this, our beautiful lady called Hilda Bassi as well. So please, by all means, send in your own contributions either via WhatsApp or just dial 0818-2222-206. We know you're listening. Everybody's online now. They cannot say they've never heard of Hilda before. So I saw this, I don't know if you know this lady. She's called the Emotions Doctor, Oyinkosola Alabi. You don't know the emotions. I sent you. I'm trying to see if I
saw it, but I don't know.
Oyinkosola Alabi. When you mentioned this a few minutes ago, when she was getting tired, a couple of people said we had a guest this morning. The man just came to do something in the studio. He left his phone on Instagram and he was watching this. So he said yes. She's 27 years old. And I said, hi, you're really interested in this.
And do you know that from what I heard, that she actually has been working towards this for like 2 years. So she worked on her weight. Because she was fatter than this. She was weighing about 100 something years. Now she's 81.
Wow.
She worked on herself just for her to be able to stand that long.
Wow.
Look at the dedication that's necessary if you want to achieve. So there's nothing skipping any young lady right now who wants to. Somebody asked me, as I was taking my kids to school today, and my kids too followed it. We just were
beautiful.
We were all talking about it, and my daughter was like, I wonder what I would take the Guinness Book record for.
Beautiful.
And it got me also wondering, Joy. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
What would I take the world record for? I mean, I talk a lot. Does that count?
It does. Okay, so the thing is, just because it has dropped in your spirit, you'll be surprised how one day it will just occur to you that maybe you want to crochet something. You want to crochet a needle that created something. You mentioned something earlier on about you like Guinness Book of Records, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing that you do. That child, you have opened a little girl's mind of the possibility, the things that you can, come up with. Me, I like. I wish teachers can sow this kind of into, when you're teaching students. These are real life examples. I said to someone, cooking is a skill.
It is.
We talk about how it is a life skill that everybody should know how to do. Whether you're a man or a woman, know how to cook to survive. Don't say, my wife must serve my food and kneel down and say, Oluwa meal. Let's please take that out of the conversation. Imagine someone that took it further and she cooked afang soup. Joy, she cooked afang. She cooked. I really want to see the 3,000 different meals. How many? Did you see the recipe? I want to see I really want to see it.
But some people got to taste.
She did not fry egg, and one lady said on Twitter, she said salt did not kill the food. She said by now she would have been pouring Maggi as in mixing things up. Her concentration, which is why I wanted to read to you. You mentioned that she prepared for 2 years. So I saw this post off of Joy Bewaji. She said said it's not just the fact that Hilda Bassi is trying to break a world record with her cookathon. What is really amazing is how she established a new pop culture through this attempt. Everything is well thought out. Everything is on point. She made brilliant branding and marketing plan around this mission, which is what you just said. I mean, 2 years. She said from the location she chose to show off her skills, to the design of the container, the access to the feeding on the energy of those who come around to see and support her. She thought it through, and she thought through glass, so you're seeing her doing it. She said, and also in return feeding the audience from the dishes she has been making for the last 60 hours. This was from yesterday. She said the engagements on social media, a popular live band is already set for Sunday Groove while she cooks. People literally campaign for the brand to come along and support her. Celebrities are cheering her on. We don't know her, but we see her. Influencers are caught up in the hype of the show. Everyone is involved. Eyeballs on Hilda. She said, then what you said that really got me. She said, many companies, the kind of coverage is what big establishments take months to curate with heavy budgets. You will hear National Orientation Agency said they want to campaign for malaria. The budget is how much again? Waiting. She did silent advertisement for Gino. Uber supported her. I mean, it was just 2 years. She's so, how did she see the vision to prepare for this kind of thing? So to answer your question as to say which Guinness Book of Records,
I'm working on it. I'm still in the thinking. I mean, honestly, when I do figure it out,
honestly,
FM will be the first.
She just started us. Honestly, we have to go on a quick commercial break now. When we come back, this is just one of the stories that we're talking about today. There's another thing that I want us to weigh in on. I know we'll definitely come back to Hilda because what's that thing Fred has been singing since morning? Say miracle no dey tire Jesus. We'll be right back after this break.
93.7 Citizen FM.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station.
We're more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
This call to prayer is sponsored by the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs.
Back. Stay tuned. We'll be right 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 back.
42 minutes, gone past 1 p.m. We are listening to Perspectives here on Citizen FM 93.7. Welcome back. Yes. So, before Hilda Bassi come and take over Perspectives table this afternoon. So, there was this thing I wanted Joy and I to, talk about. A lot of people are actually avoiding it, and out of loyalty to the principal, because that's what they call them. I don't want to use cabal now because I don't want this conversation to be misconstrued. It's the fact that the National Broadcasting Commission, the NBC, they've responded. I think they responded over the weekend or Friday to the ruling made by a federal high court in Abuja that prohibits it from imposing fines on broadcast stations across Nigeria. The ruling was made in a suit filed by the Incorporated Trustees of Media Rights Agenda, and Justice James Omotoso declared that it's not our relative that NBC does not have the power to impose fines on broadcast station. It also nullified the 500,000 naira fine imposed on 45 broadcast stations between March 2019 on the basis that the NBC, not being a court of law, lacks such power. The court also found that the NBC Code, which vested the commission with the power to impose a sanction, conflicts with Section 6, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution, which vested such judicial powers on the court of law. The judge asserted that the courts will not permit a non-juristic body to impose a fine without adhering to the due process of the law. That is the matter I have brought to the table. And it's two things. Remember a few weeks before, when the fine was first imposed on Shenwo Kimbaloye of Channels, them Unduka Obaigbena and the host of media practitioners, they came together, they had a meeting in Lagos, about this fine. So this sanction is not coming out of the blues. Yes. I mean, over the years, haba. You play one song, Davido said, psh, psh, NBC will send you 500K. You say the word boobies on air, NBC will send you sanction. So some said, is that the only reason that the NBC was set up for? That it's the National Broadcasting Commission. Shouldn't they be focused on, revising, why we set up the NBC in the first place? Why is it that every time you think about the NBC, the only thing you hear is sanction? In fact, as we're discussing it right now, they're eyeing, they say, Citizen FM. So, Joy, sorry, let's just have this conversation.
Yes, for some of us who are journalists and who've been doing it for a very long time, I started with a government-owned station. So, believe me, we are careful. You can't.
The fear of NBC is a big. Before you open your mouth, you can't. Your script should be in front of you.
Yes, I mean you can't be the mouth, the hand that's feeding you. Yes. First of all, that's my background. My background was from that angle.
Yes.
So, but I must also admit that sometimes I listen to
radio stations. That's the word.
And it goes overboard. It sometimes does go overboard.
Yes.
While I want a regulation for that, I also have seen times when I would outrightly tell you that the fines, the sanctions are perceived, not just necessarily. I mean, when you put side by side, Adirayo, if I tell you now that it's wrong that you're wearing dreads, right?
Yes.
You will look around me. You will find yourself looking around my family members.
Yeah.
The next thing is you will recognize a cousin of mine that's wearing dress that I am tolerating.
Yes.
But here I am,
judging me for wearing dress.
That is the case here now. I've seen times when it goes overboard from both sides, and it is frankly political in the way it comes.
Yes. Yes.
It now becomes double standards where this person can say this
and you overlook it.
Yes. And when it comes to this, you are quick to raise.
In fact, quick fire,
huge sanctions.
Yes.
And there are many other instances where we want our NBC to be active. It doesn't have to be the stick method all the time.
Yeah.
Let's have conversations with media organizations. As you are talking here, you do not. I doubt if several journalists also know what. Let's talk music. The regulations around playing music. Whose music can you play? What time can you play what?
Yes.
An artist that has not signed an indemnity form in your organization, are you paying him?
Exactly.
The regulations for just music, we do not know. We do not understand it.
And yet the NBC has a Bible. Yes. But we don't adhere to it. We often just shove it.
Only when it is political.
We remember the NBC codes and then we look for subsection that's addressed.
And that is where the fines always come.
Yeah.
What programs can go into, what hours are family hours? What hours can you have certain programs played on? Those media houses do not adhere to.
So these are things they used to teach us. Like I went to the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. I know they still run courses.
They run courses.
But how many? So you see, we've come full cycle in the sense that these days, the NBC gives out licenses to people at will, like you said, politically. Because some people that genuinely want to do this, how many broadcasters do you know own radio stations or TV stations?
Not many.
So the practitioners are not the ones controlling it. You cannot afford a license.
You cannot afford.
So it is owned by politicians who will get us broadcasters to do they are bidding at the end of the day, because the truth is everybody has an editorial leaning. Yes,
as long as political actors have a hand in the ownership of media houses, you would definitely, as a matter of fact, have a certain leaning.
True.
I've worked in
private.
Yes, in fact, there was such a time I was working for 2 organizations at a time. I know in my head that, okay, Joy, remember that these people are against government, so it's okay to talk. You get, and then when you
and then when you're now on the other side,
you're like, here you have to be very careful.
Watch it. One director somewhere is eyeing you,
because what they are doing on this station is promulgate the beautiful things that the government is doing. Imagine my confusion.
So it's a big conflict of interest for you as a broadcaster, not because again you have
not
to think
being guided by the rules.
Honestly.
Because the person who is going against the government or putting forward the ills in governance also knows that they will find me, and has immunity, somehow shock absorbers. He already understands that at all this is what will happen. And the person who is promulgating the good things about government already knows why he's doing that.
Absolutely.
Everybody has an angle, an editorial leaning, something that takes you a certain way. But we want our NBC to wake up.
They should be independent. But which is why I want to talk about this thing, that I've not seen any government agency in Nigeria that is not biased. Because
a government agency
that is independent, that is free to just do the right thing irrespective of who is in power.
In what is the government going to still pay this independent?
That's true. They are not independent.
Let's talk about the EFCC. Let's talk about the EFCC.
So thank you for bringing that up, because it's because I like that you brought that up.
The
because
judiciary.
I like that you brought that up because that was what was on my mind when I thought about this NBC ruling. That it seems that every government that comes in power, they always empower a certain what they call it agency of the government at the detriment of another. So it's like any government in power. This EFCC thing that you bring up now, during Obasanjo time was Nuhu Ribadu, right? Oh my God, the fear of the EFCC is the beginning of wisdom. It's the same thing now, but only now for some reason Nigerians have gotten their voice to say, why pick on this person and let this person go?
And how far has this voice gone?
Again, it's there. It's just nothing comes out of it. Which goes to say that this NBC thing, that the NBC says that they're going to, what's that word now? They're going to appeal this case. Appeal, and so it looks like it's a dead on arrival bill.
Right.
So it looks like there's nothing that is going to come out of it. The NBC is going to carry on. In fact, the Ministry of Information is fully backing. They've come up with they're bringing out every arsenal in the book, and they're going to throw it at the court of law.
Right.
So it looks like nobody is going to do anything about it. Whatever distraction we're currently holding, let us continue, and we'll come back to
the most concerning of it all.
Yes.
Is what is the right thing to do? The ethics of broadcasting. Are we really following it? Because it has become just go ahead and pay me 5 million naira to appear on the program. You say what you want to say. I will pay NBC 500,000 naira. But that shouldn't.
But I've said what I want to say.
Yes, I said what I want to say. It has gone viral. Everybody has heard what I want to say, which is what I wanted to achieve anyway.
Yes.
And in fact, the fact that NBC is even finding me has even made it even trend.
Make me popular.
Exactly.
They made me more popular.
They made it more popular. NBC should be more concerned about the rules being applied and not necessarily the fine. In this part of the world, I was talking to a VIO agent. Do you people have that phrase in your book that says, I warn you?
No, they don't. Have you seen it before? So actually they do it based on their own discretion. They'll say, "Madam, I'm letting you go because you get children for cow." No, it's a so
yeah.
It might not scold you at that time, but somebody else might arrest you, and you are a first-time offender, and they won't let you go. In fact, he books you immediately. He says because there's no he said you have committed
infractions as small infractions should be let go. I don't know how.
But you're in Nigeria, and there's no small infraction. We always take it. You want to say something?
It shouldn't be the stick method all the time. Because if you beat a child so often, the child gets immune to your beating. The child would only say, "Okay, China, this one you go do now. It's okay." You now wait for the beating. In fact, if it doesn't come, you're a little disappointed. Now that is what broadcast stations have become now. And so sometimes you hear, I have heard several where I would be pinching myself. These people, NBC is not listening. They're not listening. You know, all over the world, rules of engagement guide what you do. Every ethic of every organization or every profession.
Yes.
But because we have now grown thick skin,
anyhowness,
and that is because the NBC can help by making it a carrot approach. Sometimes it doesn't have to always be a stick approach.
We don't see them. That's the thing.
Yes,
it's only suddenly out of blues you just remember, and then they start sanctioning 45. Look at, did you hear how many? 45, 500,000 naira. What do they do with all this money?
Forget what they do with the money. The problem is it goes to show you that and let's even put aside also if they were right or wrong. It goes to show you that we are not listening as broadcast stations.
Yeah,
they are not listening. They are not following the ethics. If you have to arrange a summit, you know, and it doesn't even have nothing will pinch a broadcast station more than shutting it down.
Yeah.
So it's not about money.
It's not about
it's not about money. Because they have resolved that. How much is it going to be? Usually it's 500,000.
It's 500,000. That's the so they have some concessions. Some people they give them 200,000. Yes, but usually you hear 500,000. This guy was 5 million.
Yes, and then 5. Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Think about it now. It goes to tell you how many people would have listened.
So what the NBC2 did? They probably weighed the pros and cons. Oh, he's probably made more than 5 million from this. You know,
maybe it is 5 million he got from
our Christmas season is political year now in broadcast. So they already it's political year, and they always look at, you notice every time they're even giving the warning self, they often say, you know, it's political season, watch what you say, and they often tie it to insightful comments.
Yes,
you know, but there's so many other things that the NBC,
there's a fine line between insightful and in fact it is very relative. There are some things I would say here that people would say, oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't see anything really wrong with it. How is this going to?
But ethically, according to our books that you mentioned, so that's a big infraction.
Infractions, exactly. And I remember the many conversations around elections. And if you follow those conversations, apart from the fact, you're inciting the public, I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from the many summits I had to attend because I'm an election reporter. You get the many summits. It was all do not heat up the polity.
Yeah. So and that was a deliberate phrase.
Yes, do not heat up the polity. So who sets the standard for what heats up the polity?
Yeah.
There's a fine line if you follow this up that I am telling the public what happened. And this thing you are telling might hurt, say, the sensibilities of some people.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so you are always caught in that. I know a broadcast station that almost went into entertainment because each time they go into they have a political conversation. They will be afraid to even speak. It got to a point, I will tell you later after the show, we won't tell you the name of the radio station. NBC called them to say, no, you can actually say what you want because on the show they keep saying, we can't say that. We can't say that. I'm sorry, you have to take that back.
Yeah. It's true now.
that was what characterized the conversations. Every political program they want to have. So the government has not done. I'm sorry, you cannot say that.
There was even one year there was this particular station that was always saying, "Would like to tell you that you're listening to social station and that the views of this person are not reflective of this organization." So but if we all say that, then everybody gets away with it.
Exactly.
He would have said it already.
Yes, and that particular fine on channels, I laughed because I watched that program.
It was not in any way.
I watched the program. If they should fine, it should have been the person talking. If you notice, the journalist could not have done anything more than he did. He was trying.
He was professional.
You cannot do that. You cannot say that. Please take that back. He was very professional. And I asked myself, as a journalist, as one who also presents program and hosts shows, political shows, what would I have done if I was put in that place? And to think that it took a petition from another person to get NBC's attention to that.
They were not listening as usual.
And apart from listening, it doesn't have to be that because somebody petitioned.
Exactly. You should do your own findings.
You must do your own findings. And Nigerians are asking, is this a democracy? And
so I've gone full cycle. See what I'm saying.
And
it depends on the
fourth estate of the society of the realm is attacked, or is seemingly perceived. And I'm using words that
so that they will not come. Yes, she's doing the right thing. Please go on.
So when the fourth estate is perceived to be attacked, there is chaos.
Yes.
And we are at a time, I must tell you, after these elections, it's a time when we must unite
more than before.
More than we have ever.
Because the thing ahead of us is not a small something.
It's not a small something.
The world is not a small cocoon anymore where things are happening and we don't know yet. This one is per second as it's happening.
I had a conversation with the High Commissioner of Bangladesh some days ago, and I read about them, and they were complaining about inflation, and it was at 9.5 and ours is at 22 point something. And I was now talking, Bangladesh is going through economic crisis. The guy just looked at me like
you want to compare your own with
you get, this is a time when Nigerians understand we have never been so interested in governance like we are now.
Honestly, you said it earlier on that we must talk about it.
Yes.
And if we don't put those conversations at the forefront, we will not get to the point where we resolve them. We won't. We'll just keep hiding and pushing it under the rug. So I'm going to hold you to that thought. It's just time for us to take our news on the hour. I have to go on this quick break. When we come back, we have a couple of messages here concerning Hilda that we mentioned earlier on, and concerning the NBC that we're talking about. So we just want to go on that quick break. I'll be right back.
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
So I think right now we have the chance to be heard, and that's why we're doing it. We're all doing it because we're asking to try and elicit change.
No woman should sit down and allow a man to speak about her reproductive rights.
But it is about opening spaces for other women and not to be seen as token, and that because I'm a woman, I'm only speaking about women at the table. No, I'm speaking about side of the table that is empty, and that women have to be there. So
I want us to leave this world better than we found it. And how I choose to affect change is by speaking up, by being the first, and by being the dominant.
Over 4 billion of the world's population are girls and women, also faced with challenges that affect our world and contributing solutions to them. Let's have conversations and get some answers to them through their eyes and voices. Tune in to Perspectives, where we discuss important issues ranging from climate change, politics, health, the economy, and lifestyle on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Weekdays from midday. Perspectives. Conversations that matter.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja.
The time is 1 o'clock.
Time for news on the hour.
Good afternoon and thanks for staying with us here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. This is the news on the hour. President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with Professor Ralph Akinfeleye over the passing of his wife, Mrs. Carol Anike Akinfeleye. In a condolence message issued by spokesman Femi Adesina Sunday in Abuja, Buhari prayed for God's comfort for the Akinfeleye and family. Buhari condoled with the family, friends and associates of Mrs. Akinfeleye, whose good work will continue to speak particularly about the many lives she's touched with her trademark charity, kindness and love. The president prayed that God will grant the departed wife and mother, who was the Yeye Bekonuyi of the Idonre Kingdom and a former school principal and director of education in Lagos State, a peaceful rest. The Economics and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has called for close partnership with the media in efforts to check corruption, especially money laundering. In a statement issued in Abuja, the spokesman, Wilson Owojare, quoted its executive chairman, Abdurrashid Bauer, as making the call in Sokoto. At a workshop, it was a workshop on effective reporting of economic and financial crimes for journalists in northwest Nigeria. The Sokoto Zonal Commander of the EFCC, Aliu Yunusa, represented Bauer at the workshop. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Bisi Akonde, has bemoaned the failure of successive governments to have a development plan for critical sectors of the economy. Speaking at a lecture in honor of Ruben Fashoranti in Akure, Ondo State, Akonde stated this as a reason for the country's underdevelopment. The former Osun State governor assured Nigerians that the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is proposing a 20 to 50-year development plan that will end the issue of underdevelopment in the country. And on the foreign scene, China has sentenced the 78-year-old United States citizen to life in prison for espionage, a court statement said on Monday. John Shiwang Leong, an American passport holder and Hong Kong permanent resident, was found guilty of espionage and sentenced to life imprisonment. He was deprived of political rights for life, said the statement from the Intermediate People's Court in the eastern city of Suzhou. The court statement provided no further details on the charges and closed the trials are routine in China for sensitive cases. Such heavy sentences are relatively rare for foreign citizens in China, and the jailing is likely to further damage relations with Washington, which are already severely strained. That's the Citizen FM news on the hour. It's now back on Perspectives. Thanks for staying with us. Good afternoon.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
Adékúnlé ò fẹ́ wàhálà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ò fẹ́ ní ìra rárá. Jẹ́jẹ́ lọmọ Èkó Adékúnlé màmá ń lọ ní tiẹ̀ ó jàre. Akíkanjú ọ̀hún akin. Adékúnlé máa wo wọ́n níran. Ọmọ Mòróhùn Fólú máa wo wọ́n níran. Ò fẹ́ wàhálà, ò fẹ́ ìnira láyé torí orí adé níyàn. Adékúnlé ṣá máa wo wọ́n níran.
First to talk about your life. Look at the irony. Shame you for public, on the beg you for side. Don't get it twisted, oh. I know the kiss assy, that shit is not healthy. Keeping my distance, oh. Some people are worse than pandemic. If it go cause my peace, then I go take my leave. If it no be money, do not disturb me, please. If it go cause my peace, that's some expensive shit, oh. If it no be money, do not disturb me, please.
It is what it is. I had to wait for that line. I'm steady for some reason lately, just crushing on this version of Adekunle Gold. If you saw the young man when he started, you understand. I mean, he's matured into his own. He's just, giving us nice lyrics and cool vibes. Welcome back. We're listening to Perspectives here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. We're winding down our conversation this afternoon. We started off with Hilda Bassey, who is taking the world by storm, because it's not just Nigeria. You know how when something is happening in Nigeria and Nigeria drags the rest of the world into the matter? That is exactly what is happening. So. Last week it was Tiwa Savage going to perform for her colonizer and everyone getting in a, what would I call it now? People just vexing unnecessarily. Why would she sing this song? Oh, she sang that song. Oh, why would she, And Ghanaian said, you know what? Tiwa is our sister. Let her come over. They're like, if you don't want her, please. How can someone be doing so amazing?
No, she's but so she got a lot of praises. Now, let me say the praises were like 90%.
So it far outweighs the bad one. So please, what is happening? Please read that thing you just read to me, Deborah, about Hilda.
Oh, God. Let me just quickly find
And even this guy called her Drake.
Drake called Tiwa or called Hilda?
No, Hilda, like... He called her on phone.
Are you serious?
So that Drake is an opportunist.
He called her. Someone put the
phone
let me
on her. Do you remember before? What's this Pearl song? Brown Skin Girl. Before that song, it's Brown Skin Girl, right?
Yes.
Before that, do you remember that Drake did something with somebody, one of these artists, whether it was Wizkid or one of them? The guy is just always on the fringe.
Something with Wizkid, yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't not this song that is still
I'm trying to remember.
And I know One Dance. Is it One Dance?
One Dance.
Yeah, One Dance.
Now, after that, Chris Brown carried his tinting leg and came and did something with so they're always on the fringes looking at Nigeria.
Yeah.
And yet people don't want.
Rayo.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you do in this life,
it's
successful.
You've been singing that song.
It's successful.
So, two things before you read that message. We got this message earlier on from our dear listener, Patrick from New Caro. He has come again. It's a lengthy one. He said, good afternoon and congratulations to Hilda Bassey. Nigeria to the world again. We celebrate you, Sister Hilda. Officially, we can now agree that social media unites Nigeria more, especially when in Nigeria is in the topic of conversation. So we treated this topic 2 weeks ago.
It's just perfect.
Honestly, it's just perfect. So you are so right on the mark, Patrick, that we talked about football, but it's not everyone that watches football. So it reunites us, but enough it be. And then we talked of music. We said, music, sha. Some people say, it's not doing Afrobeats. They say, no, it's not doing like my father did, But our social media, especially when a Nigerian is trending, it doesn't matter. As in, we all just rally support, and this is the perfect, this is the perfect scenario. So, thank you so much for that, Patrick. He says, Muna, you are next. Imagine you are setting a world Guinness record of staying on social media viewing people's posts for 4 days.
I didn't hear you.
He says, Muna, you are next. Imagine setting a world Guinness record of staying on social media viewing people's posts for 4 days.
Oh my God.
He said, before you start, make sure you have constant electricity for 4 days. If you succeed, we go celebrate you like Hilda. So you said go break record now.
I'll try.
So I like. So go on.
I don't know if it's the funny one or the other one.
Please, everything is on the table. Put everything on the table today.
Apparently, someone came out to say, let's support Hilda Baci. Her gas don't finish.
Oh dear, Nigeria.
2012 73 41 79.
He put his own account number.
I even saw something like that. That one, the person even used Guinness Book of Record profile picture.
Oh my dear God.
And said her beans her salt, her Maggie, their
But talking about Hilda, people have started opening accounts on her name on TikTok.
Oh dear.
And they're like Hilda Cookathon, all those kind of things. And I feel like she's becoming really hot cake, and people are beginning to impersonate her.
On Twitter, I think you cannot do that anymore because our guy, what's his name? Elon you cannot impersonate someone. Remember, someone in Nigeria got in trouble for impersonating someone. So you can't do that on Twitter anymore. But I didn't know it's so now that you mentioned it. Over the weekend, I don't know if you know this guy. He's not a popular actor, that's the thing. But let me just mention his name, Charlie Hunnam.
Is he
know his face.
Legend of Arthur.
Yes, I do know
Legend
him.
of Arthur.
He has lookalikes in the
so the guy is sharp, fine. Okay, Sons of Anarchy. If you ever saw Sons of Anarchy, he wasn't. I don't know what entered my head though. I just started looking for him, and I discovered he actually doesn't have an Instagram account. Ooh. So people have opened, just like they've done for Hilda now. They opened accounts on his behalf, and then was managing the accounts. So this thing that you mentioned now, it's not going to open her to fraud cases, people collecting money. It's just
I saw a disclaimer by Patient Ozoku the other day.
Oh dear.
That a lot of people are using her voice, her face, and her videos, and
they'll
putting
make
a voice to it and scamming people. So we just all have to be careful. But then again, I want to get to that point where there are Joy Asonye platforms all over the place, and I have to get press release. Call media and tell them you need to be very careful. Mine has a verified tick.
That was what I was just about to say. I feel like with the way people understand that this is the time and age where people will try to copy, impersonate, and all those things, you can be actually extra careful, because even if you look there, you'll be like, nah, it doesn't really feel like her.
Let me tell you something. Except the handle is verified, you won't know. This Honam account, I actually followed it already. I was like, I'm just crushing on this human being. I was, enjoying.
My husband listened to this show.
So how are you, my love? So the thing is, no, seriously, I found myself scrolling, and then I was about to look for something. I just saw. The guy said, "This is Charlie Hunnam," and I said, "If I was the owner of my account, I would not say this is Joy Asonye, right?" So I just went and saw the person's bio. The person said, "One day Charlie Hunnam will notice me." But guess what? He has 600 something people following that account. So many people like me have been following the guy, thinking it was the real account.
At least I like people that will actually say this is a fan page.
Yes,
fansing this person.
That's okay. I don't
mind. Not many people do that. Some people just want to be called that person and take the glory.
Really, that was just really sick.
People,
but that's not good. That's not good.
Like when we were much younger on Facebook, Nicki Minaj would be asking you for a recharge card.
Henry Danger. I don't know if you knew Nickelodeon. Henry Danger, very popular. Will be asking me for a recharge card.
I'm going far. Here in Nigeria, I've been chatting with Ramsey Noah.
So this is a topic of conversation. I don't mind. Seriously, this is a great topic. I want us to talk about, because it's something that many people should talk about, but they don't realize how you just really slip into the hands of for the first time. I do not just see people. Some of these crazy people called me 2 weeks ago. The guy called me and said, that he has accidentally sent me what they call that thing, credits. So I was doing my hair in salon. The guy now said, as soon as and I said, you sent me credits, and I said, I'll send it back. That one I said, don't send it back. He sent you credits. Let him recharge the phone. So I didn't understand. This man actually sent me credits. So he sent me the serial number. So why are you sending me the serial number? It's not as if you can just recharge your phone.
Yeah.
So
we should be
I'm sorry. He sent you the serial number. No.
So he now told me that he now sent it to me and said, Baba will pray for me now. Plus the credits, honestly. So that's what they do. Then you now send the credit back to them, or you call them. Then they'll call you, and the Baba will start saying all sorts of incantations.
The one we should be very careful about is when they send you a code on WhatsApp, right? And then place a call. Okay, we're trying to reach you. You are part of this group. We have decided to have a Zoom meeting, and you need to give me the code that has come to your WhatsApp so that we can register you for the Zoom meeting. As legit as it sounds, a lot of people have fallen for it. This, and then they will hack into your WhatsApp, and only heaven knows
your bank details. So even this
the WhatsApp danger is when they do hacking, they have access to your contacts.
Yes,
and so by the time you post, you have a name like mine, say veteran journalist.
Mediapreneur. So that has happened to my colleague before.
I've only seen something, but mine was a phone call. There's a number that kept calling me every 2 weeks. It would just call me and say, we saw one of your family member is owing us over 500,000.
So all those
blah 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 blah. And then before I could even respond, they've cut it.
Yes.
So I just got tired of it.
So block the number.
I did block.
So that's why, so these two scenarios that we've just described has happened to my colleague. As in, let me tell you what he does. He looks forward to them falling into his trap. So they set up his best friend. They hacked into him and got his Facebook, and people were sending money. So this thing that Joy mentioned, it wasn't funny. People say, hi, I'm stranded. Can you send me money? Of course, when you see a message from Joy, you respond now. And so that's what, this is way before account numbers became, okay, you have to see the person's name before you send the money. So this is his friend, Taiwo Adediro. If you're listening to me, so let me describe the scenario. So this guy hacked somebody's WhatsApp, got access to his contacts, like Taiwo, sent him a message and said, there's this deal that they're doing, and that he should send 300,000 naira, and that so Taiwo said, is he sure? He said, that don't you trust me? And that's okay. So but the problem now is he wants to go to the bank, but that he has only the exact amount in his bank account. That can the fraud send him 1,000 naira recharge card? So the idiot sent him 1,000. So we're in the office. I'm not joking, this is real. So we're in the office. The guy kept on calling, you never send them. He said, I'm on the queue. You know how banks are now. So me and my female colleagues, we queued on the line. He took a picture of us from the side, pretending to be on the queue in the back. So he kept on telling the guy. So after he spends the money, he will not call the guy again with that same credit. He just say, you're an idiot too. So you really believe that me? So this Baba own has happened to him too as well. In the office that day, we called the Baba. He said, Baba, how are you? He's loaded their credit. As I sent it to him, he loaded the credit. So there are people like Taiwo who are not scared, but me, I called all my family members in case somebody calls you. This is what they're doing now. No. So Patrick responded to you again. He said NBC has every right to appeal the judgment. The Supreme Court will give us the final judgment if the appeal court supports the first judgment. Personally, NBC regulating broadcast station is not completely bad, which is what Joy said. So we agree to that. We're not saying what is just the. Okay, let me keep reading. It says what is bad is passing judgment without proper investigation. It says, I'm a person who believes that sometimes it's not the doing of the broadcast station that things turn out the way it turns out. Some Nigerians cannot control their emotions. So that is where we're going to rest anchor today. It has been one marathon talkathon. So Josh and Joy, just maybe we'll do a race to host a radio show for 4 days. Has it ever happened before?
Wow. I don't think so.
We can do that. So, as long as I'll have my bathroom breaks.
So will it be terrestrial, or is it on Instagram, or what are we gonna be doing?
Girl, after this show, we have to get down into plan.
We have to make Guinness Book of Records. Shout out to Kafi. Woo. So you now give me one more Nigerian who is on the Guinness World Records that is tapping and popping. I know about Kafi, but other than funny enough, where is she?
She was there. She went there
to see her.
Yeah, she said she's coming to welcome another.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because when we were talking about it yesterday, I just said, there's somebody else that danced for 90 hours. So
there's a comedian, there's a Nigerian comedian that went on and on. I don't know if he did grab that world record.
I don't know about
what's his name?
Wait, a Nigerian. We went to do comedy.
Yeah, for how many hours? He went on and on and fainted.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so I'm looking at a list of Nigerians who made it to the list of those in the Guinness World Records. Stephen Keshi, Vincent Okezie, Fela Kuti. Okay, so Blessing Okagbere. Blessing Okagbere is a sprinter, 200 meters now. She's a. Am I talking on the Thompson? Let me just be sure. Let me be sure. Blessing Okagbere. Yeah. Okay, so you are right. So your guy, Rema is there as well.
Benga Ezekiel. I don't know if you saw that one.
Who?
Benga Ezekiel. Record for the most skips in a minute on one leg.
Skipping, 16-year-old boy, secondary school boy, Benga Ezekiel.
Yes.
Most skips in 1 minute on one leg.
Yes.
Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so Blessing Okagbare, I know it's sports, right? Somebody help me out now.
My phone is even refusing to.
So Patrick has gotten you now. He said that he should put your Okagbare. Let me see. Yeah. So let me see. We have to wrap up now. I don't know who asked me to do this one. Okay. So, but I just, it's good to put the right information out there. Yeah. So she holds the women's 100 meters Commonwealth Games record at 10.85 seconds. So she's currently serving. Yeah, she was one that was banned.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
She's currently serving an 11-year ban for breaching multiple World Athletics anti-doping rules. Her ban expires 2032.
32.
Wow.
Maybe she would do something around old age.
Like what? Which sprays? So, but you guys have raised a very important conversations. Joy, you have an NGO, right, that addresses young girls. Are you the one?
Yes,
yeah.
I am.
So this is something like you can do with young girls. Like you can be anything you want to be, honestly. And honestly, this is really, many people don't, when you are saying we're proud, we're not really realizing that you can be anything, as in literally anything. This is so cool, honestly. So kudos to us, Nigeria. Something has brought us together again. Some good news, like Joy said, after the basbos of the recently concluded elections, which is still, for some reason, everything has paused. Everything is kind of on hold. We're just like in a bubble. We're enjoying Hilda's success. We're enjoying her victory. More of this, please. Amen. In 2023, please, more good news like this. Any last words, ladies? We're checking out right now.
I would just like to say, keep loving Nigeria. There's so much you two can do, and don't join people who say young people are lazy. Don't do that.
No,
because yes, all we need is motivation. All we need is inspiration.
Yeah.
And if you can only show us the way, way, we will follow it. We are resilient, wonderful people.
Yeah, I'm sure Google's ears will be tingling right now. The most Googled word will be Hilda Bassi. Hilda Bassi. How old is Hilda? 27 years old. Who is her, okay, I think I must say this, rest in peace, Sento B. I only found out last night. It was very painful for me. As in, I was touched. You know how I didn't know he had been dead for over 24 hours? So, I mean, he was a big part of our childhood. Honestly, and, this is sad. I don't know the full details, but may your memory be blessed, Sento B. Your watch has ended. You've left great work here in Nigeria. We only knew you as an actor, but I can imagine your family and, loved ones who you were really, close to. Thank you all so much. Let's mix a day tomorrow on Perspectives. Joy!
Present.
Asonye!
Present.
Oh my goodness, girl. You give me exciting, what they call it now, ginger for days. Thank you so much for always being amazing. Thank you for showing up. So I've been telling you that I have to reciprocate in kind. I have to call my hip. Just call my name.
Let's do this, girl. Girl power. Let's stick together.
That's all.
I want to thank you for always remembering.
Honestly, you're always showing up.
It brings tears to my eyes.
You just say she's always showing up.
Yes. She has forgiven now. We're us girls. We like to, support one another. So whatever is, past is past. We're moving on to the future. It's only good things that are allowed to happen to us now. Have an amazing rest of the day and a fab amazing week